So first of all, I firstly offer my unlimited Dandavat pranams to the lotus feet of my Srila Guru Nitya Lila Prishna Vishnupad Asatara Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj and the lotus Vishnupad Asatara Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj and his lotus feet, unlimited Dandavat pranams. Thereafter, Nityalila Vishnupad, Astatara Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta, Swami Maharaj, Sri Gaur Goswami Maharaj, Bhakti Rakshak Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, Bharti Vigyan Bharti Goswami Maharaj, and all the Vaishnavas, my Dandavat pranams accordingly. Today is a very auspicious day, Vijaya-dashami. Do you know? Vijaya-dashami. Vijaya-dashami. And also known as Dasera. How did this name come about? Just by local consideration. They will burn Ravana. Today, Lord Ramchandra, he killed Ravana in Jalaya, means burnt Ravana. To kill Ravana is proper because he's demon. because he gave pain to others. Is it right to kill him or not? Particularly, Ravan's anuchit is not appropriate to not kill him. Oh, it's not appropriate that he kidnapped another's wife. Therefore, it is most recommended in Shastra that he should be punished. So today, they burn the effigy of Ravana. If we enter Shastra in a more deeper way, today Ramchandra did not kill Ravana on this day. Why? Our acharyas have given an explanation according to the Shastra. People establish their own conceptions. But what is the conception of scriptures? That Lord Ramchandra, 14 years he went to exile in the forest. When did that 14 years start? From Ramnami, his appearance day. 14 years. From his birthday, he went to the forest on the day of his birthday. Kaikai, she asked for 2 benedictions from Dasratha. One, that Bharat should become king, he should be coronated king, and Ramchandra should go for 14 years to the forest in exile. Not locally, not in the town, but in the forest. But in the forest, he should stay in the forest and live on the fruits of the forest. When was that day? On the Ram Navami, or on his appearance day, the anniversary of his appearance day. For 14 years. There is one occasion when Bharat found out that his elder brother, Ramchandra, that Mother Sita and Lakshman, they all three, they left Ayodhya and went to the forest. Then Bharat, when he returned, he was very upset and pained. When he returned from Nanihal, that time, he saw that Ayodhya was drowned in an ocean of sorrow. And in shock. When Bharat entered Ayodhya Puri, nobody welcomed Bharat. In some old menial servants, lowering their heads, they threw flowers. Everyone was very quiet and like morose and deserted. Bharat was wondering what had happened. And then, when Bharat entered the palace, royal palace, Kaikai, his mother, who was wearing white cloth. Vidha, Vidha Vesh. It's known as Vidha Vesh. Vidha. Vidha means one who is widowed. There's no sindoor on her forehead, and wearing white, and there was no ornaments on her arms, no bangles, and Bharat was astonished. When his mother was doing arti, he asked, what happened? Kaikai. Bharat, Kaikai said, she said, all your obstacles to sit on the throne have been removed. But he said, what had actually happened? Kaikai then said, your father he's left his body. Your father has left his body. Dasharatha Maharaj has left his body. Bharat said, my brother Ram and my sister-in-law Sita and Lakshman, where are they? Then at that time, Mantra came, Kaikai's servant. Mantra. The name is Mantra. Mantra then explained what happened. Kaikai had asked for 2 benedictions from your father. One, that Bharat would sit on the throne, and a second would be Ramchandra would have to go to the forest. How did this happen? All of a sudden, the father, he left his body, and at the same time, my brother Ram, he went to the forest. Sita and Lakshman, his head was spinning, he could not understand. And then they explained to him when Ram left for the forest, his father in separation, calling Haram Haram, left his body. And now everything all around was very quiet, very desolate. How is it possible? My brother Ram went to the forest. Kaikai explained that at these 2 benedictions, that he would become king. And secondly, Lord Ram would go to the forest. Hearing this, Bharat was stunned and could not speak anything. There's no such brother as a brother as Ram. There are many brothers in this world, but none like Lord Ram. And hearing this, Shatrughna, what did he do? He took a stick, beat Mantra, caught her hair. Because what had happened? Because it was instigated by Mantra. What did Bharat do? Stopped and Shatrughna and explained to her, listen, my brother Lord Ram is such nistha. If he heard that you had beaten Kaikai's servant, then he would renounce you. And Bharat said, Shatrughna, I want to punish my mother. How cruel-hearted. Mother is supposed to. This is mother. This is not mother. This is demoness. How could send a brother like Ram in the forest? Then Vashishta, Guru Vashishta came. What has happened has happened. And pacified. This is your father's body, and we have to perform the cremation ceremony of your father and proclaim you as the king. And saying this, he performed the antistic. The cremation ceremony is called antistic, according to rules and regulations. Thereafter, all the ministers told Bharat, please sit on the throne. It is empty. At this time, we're prone to attack from enemies. So for this reason, just as your mother had asked this benediction from your father Dasrath Maharaj, that he should take the throne. And the second vow that Ram would go to the forest for 14 years. Bharat said, yes. And everybody was ready for his coronation. And taking all the auspicious water from different rivers and the dust from all the holy places was gathered. Rishis and Munis were all ready to offer Bharat the coronation ceremony. In that great assembly, Bharat raised one question to the ministers. Just what is the meaning of the word mantri? When one who gives permission, order, authority is called a minister, mantri. One king sent his son to the forest. What is the harm in that? Did you ever question your king? A mantri could not give any reply. Bharat said, not listening to the advisors, then those ministers, they should renounce their position as minister if they are not able to give good advice. What is the benefit of such persons to be in the position of minister? If the king, Dasrath Maharaj, did not listen to your good advice, Bharat was arguing his point in a very nice, one king is not listening to some good advice of his ministers, then what should the ministers do? They should resign their position. But you did not renounce your position. Then you did not want the welfare of the king. What you should have done for the welfare of the king, you should have objected. You should have protested. You should have shown him the correct path. Just see. For this, Bharat spoke with very grave words. Who is the who is has the right to the throne of Ayodhya? My brother, Lord Ram. Wherever my brother Ram is, we will all we will take all the paraphernalia for Abhishek, and we will find him. So everybody, raise your all the ingredients, paraphernalia for the coronation. All elephants, horses, all the jewels, all the crowns for the coronation were taken. At that time, Lord Ram and with Mother Sita and Lakshman was in Chitrakoot. Chitrakoot. A very nice place. There, they all arrived at that place where they came to the Triveni, where Ganga, Jamuna and Saraswati all together, Triveni Sangam, that place. It was morning at the time of Brahma Muhurt. Bharatji, he bathed there. At that time, Ganga Devi manifested, "O Bharat, please ask for benediction." And Bharat said, a wonderful thing. I am a Kshatriya. I do not take charity, I give charity. To stretch one's hand in front of anyone else, to beg, is the work of a Brahmana, and the work of a Kshatriya, the duty of a Kshatriya is to give charity. Today, O Devi Ganga, but I am indebted today. Being a Kshatriya, even though I am a Kshatriya, I am asking for something from you. And because there was so much pain in Bharat's heart, when I reach my brother Ram, what will I say to him? People say, just like a mother, the son is the same. The Bharat did not know anything, what was going to happen, or what transpired overnight. The next morning, Lord Ram was going to be throned. Just at that time, Kaikai called Dasrath and asked for these two vows, that Bharat would become king and Ram would have 14 years of exile. The people, what would they say? Just like mother, just like son. Bharat was very sad. So, saying to Mother Ganga, Devi Ganga, please, that I have love and affection, rati, to the lotus feet of my dear brother Lord Ramchandra. Such a nice, giving such a nice instruction, teaching. He was so much sneha, love and affection and Nishta towards his elder brother Ram. With this one verse, I don't want any wealth, not even mukti, liberation. In the Ramayana, birth after birth, I have unalloyed devotion for the lotus feet of my brother Ram. Dharma, Artha, Kam, Nirvan. I do not want a birth after birth. All I want, I do not want anything else. Birth after birth, I want that I have rati to the lotus feet of my brother Ram.
मनुष्य का प्रत्येक कार्य किसी न किसी स्वार्थ से निहित होता है। तीर्थ स्थान की यात्रा, दान दक्षिणा, मंदिर में जाना, मनुष्य हर काम किसी न किसी अभिलाषा से ही करता है। इस जगत में
In this world, whatever we do, there is some selfishness in that activity and expectation. And there are very few people who perform activities selflessly. When we come to the temple, when we go to the pilgrimage place, why do we go? So that I may attain something. What? It's that my sins are washed away, my heart is purified, or if we go to the Lord, we may get some wealth. We pray to God. Some or something is there. This is true or not? Why do we come to the temple? We ask for something. Please fulfill one of my desires. If that is fulfilled, or wherever they go, the human being, he has some selfish motive. But Bharat, what did he say? I do not want anything. I do not want religiosity, sense gratification, liberation, but birth after birth, I want rati, affection, to the lotus feet of Lord Ram, birth after birth. And Bihari Lal ki jai. When we come to the temple, should be our prayer. We don't know what to pray or ask for anything. Does the Lord not know what we need? He resides in your heart. He knows everything and seeing everything. Still, we come to the Lord. We pray, oh Lord, how will my devotion increase? I just ask something. If you come to the Lord, if I have opportunity then I can ask for your ability to chant your holy name. But if we ask, we should ask for bhakti, religiosity, sense gratification, economic development, or mukti. I do not want. Ask for the highest benediction, the fifth award of transcendental devotion, unmotivated devotion to you. Nadharam, too much. I hate to give unalloyed devotional service unto your lotus feet. No wealth, family. We do not want. One pray unalloyed devotional service to your lotus feet. Unmotivated. All in this world, all the devotion that, all the activities that are directed towards or have some selfish motive. This is what Bharat prayed to Devi Ganga. If you're pleased with me, please, birth after birth, at Rati, birth after birth to have Rati at the lotus feet of Lord Ramchandra. Such a beautiful thing. Bharat asked. Just more entering into the Katha, Bharat met with Ramchandra, and very grave and interesting discussions took place. In the end, what did Bharat ask from Lord Ramchandra? Please give me your lotus shoes, your paduka. Ramchandra said to Bharat, you are not at fault, nor am I at fault. We are bound to follow the orders of our father. This is the duty of the son. For 14 years, you have to stay in the forest. Bharat said, one day, if you are late, I will leave my body. I will give up my body. On Ram-nami, on the day of his appearance, anniversary of his appearance, 14 started, and it will finish on that day. On his appearance day, it will finish the 14 years. According to the Ramayana, if today is the defeat, Lord Ravana was defeated today, and from today to Ram-nami, when is Ram-nami? About approximately 6 months. And where was he for 6 months? So Bharat made this promise to made Ram promise that if he was one day late, he would leave his body. Lord Ramchandra also, he gave that promise. I will re- I will return. I will return.
तो इसी विचार से देखा जाए तो आज
So, in
रावण
this
वध कैसे हुआ?
conception, how is it possible today is the day that Ravan was killed?
समझ में रामनवमी से लेकर के
From Ramnami, the appearance day of
फिर
Lord Ram,
रामनवमी आ जाए
the next Ramnami,
तो सब तो हो गया
after 14 years,
तो आज के दिन जिन रावण वध हुए
if he was killed today and everything was finished, then they returned to Ayodhya and Sita's testing again to enter the fire. All this would not take 6 months. And how would Bharat maintain his life for 6 months? According to this logic and argument, it's not possible that Ravan was killed on this day. If it was the previous year that Ravan was killed, then Ram was staying in the forest for all that time. From Ramnami, another 6 months. Where did Ram stay in that time? So Shastra is giving this evidence. This is not the day that Ravan was killed. Vijaya-dashami. It is an auspicious day. If you perform any activity on this day, auspicious, will certainly bring fruit and be rewarded, benefited. Therefore, such auspicious day in the year, whatever you do, you don't need to go to an astrologer. You don't have to look at any charts. This is explained in Shastra. Vasant Panchami, Vasant Panchami, Vijaya-dashami, Akshay Tritiya, and Ramnavami. Four days. These 4 days in a year are such pure days. You don't need to take out and make any astrological calculations. This is the speciality of this day. Opening a temple, installing the deity. Will be, all activities will be successful. So this day is very auspicious. For this reason, today Lord Ramchandra proceeded towards Lanka after collecting his army. He started his attack on Lanka. Our acharyas have shown this. After Sita was kidnapped, according to the Ramayana, after killing Bali, after that, give the throne to Sugriv. Thereafter, Barshat-kal, there was no rainy season, there was no activity. Lakshman was very angry. He made Sugriv the king. He was not paying attention to his duty. What did Sugriv? Collected all the monkeys, which took time. There was no internet, mobile phone. WhatsApp. There's no WhatsApp or Messenger. Internet. I'm sure there was. Everybody was sent a message. Messages were sent. So it took time to collect the army of monkeys. Thereafter, today, Lord Ramchandra, he moved forward to attack Lanka. So this is Vijaya-dashami, the day of victory. Whatever, if you take Diksha mantra, etc., that will be fruitful, that will be successful. Acharyas are teaching us this. Today is not the day that Ravana was killed. Somebody has started this, and everybody is following. And they burn the effigy of Ravana. But according to Shastra, Siddhanta, the conclusions of Shastra, this is not the case. Madhvacharya, appearance day. Gaudiya Sampraday's one exceptional Acharya, Madhvacharya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, being the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he did not start his own sampradaya separately. The four sampradayas that established by Vyasadeva, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, respecting all the four sampradaya, he accepted the Madhvacharya sampradaya. Why? He saw in the Madhvacharya very clearly two special things. In Madhva Sampradaya, Daitvavad, Bhedvad, dualism. And he showed 5 differences. 5 differences. Madhvacharya. And the second thing he took, in the mood of the gopis, the service mood of the gopis as being supreme. Other sampradayas, there is service, but only in the Madhva Sampradaya. This is clearly shown. If we speak a little bit of Madhvacharya's contribution, their conceptions and thoughts, Dvaitavad, Bhedvad, Bhedvad, Bhed meaning difference. This difference is eternal. He showed 5 differences. Ishwar and Jiva Bhed, difference between the Lord and the Jiva. Difference between Jiva and Jiva, the living entities and living entities. And the difference between the Jiva and the Lord. Jad or difference between the Lord and the illusory potency, Maya. And the difference between Jiva and the living entities and Maya. Jad, there also difference between gross material objects. And this is the speciality in the Madhvacharya Sampradaya. And the special consideration of accepting Madhvacharya Sampradaya is the practice of accepting Gopi Bhav. The first is the difference, the Ved in terms of difference, the difference between the Lord and the living entity. What is the difference? Lord is great, and Jiva, living entity, is minute. Lord is above Maya. The living entity is captivated by Maya, the illusory potency. In Chaitanya Chaitamrita there is this verse, the Lord is controller of Maya. She is the servant of the Lord. And the Lord, He is the possessor of all potencies. This is the difference between the living entities and the Lord. The Lord is great and the living entities are minute, unknown. The differences between living entities. This is very simple to understand. What's that? What? Mukta Bhadra. Okay, there's three types. So, there's jiva in the mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. Some jivas are in the mode of goodness, very sober, still, but some jivas are in the mode of passion and have the pride and ego. I am the doer, and Kshatriya nature. And third, the jiva in the mode of ignorance, in the lust, anger. They do not have anything else to do. The mode, jiva in the mode of ignorance sees the faults of others. So, for this reason, even if the jiva is liberated, even there is his individual, his unique. Some are in the mode of servitude, dasyaras, some in the mood of friendship, and some in the mood of parental affection, and some in the mood of sweetness. According to the swarup, the inherent nature of the living entity, they are serving the Lord. Some dasya, servant, some friendship, like Srival Siddham, and Vatsalya, parental love and affection, Nandan Yashoda. And sweetness, Madhurya, like the gopis. Madhvacharya is showing this. Even in the liberated stage, even in the bound stage, they are always different from each other. Some are male, some are female. There is difference there. Some are in the mode of ignorance and passion. That's why Madhvacharya, he lifted two fingers, the Lord and his potency, the eternal. Like this, they will pluck out your eyes. Yeah. There was one princess. She was very learned. She used to defeat pandits. She used to defeat great panditas in many aspects, many subjects. Pandits were recognized by their arguments in Shastric understanding. When this princess, she grew up and became very learned and learnt many scriptures. That made an announcement that that person who can defeat me, I will marry that person. She was very beautiful and attractive. Great pandits tried to defeat her, but the princess was able to easily defeat them. They used to run away. She was so potent. The pandits became very annoyed. They vowed that they would marry a foolish person. She would marry a foolish person. They would arrange it so that she would marry a foolish person. All the pandits, they got together. And where would find such a foolish person to marry this princess? Once the pandits were going, there was a tall tree. On that tree, there was one person sitting on the tree, on the branch, cutting the branch. He was sitting on the wrong side of the branch where he was cutting, the cutting side. So if he was cut the branch, he would fall. Okay, he was sitting on that side. How foolish. And then they called that person down. What was his name? Kalidasa. Kalidasa. But he had attained the benediction of Saraswati Devi, the goddess of knowledge and learning. Saraswati Devi, the demigoddess of knowledge, resides in his throat. The Pandit said to him, "Will you marry?" He says, "Yes, why not? We will marry you, arrange your marriage to the princess, the very beautiful princess." How is this possible? He said, "Who's going to marry a fool? You have to have some status to marry a princess or to marry anyone." That will make you a pandit. We made a turban, put a turban on him, dressed him nicely, and this cloth they put on one side is a sign of pandit. This dupatta, this putta, if it's on one side of your, like, if it's on one side, it's a pandit. If it's on two sides, it's a devotee. Pandits are like this. with a stick in their hand. And the great pandits, they walk like this. They're intoxicated with their own pride of knowledge. They dressed Kalidasa in this way and said to him, whatever the princess said, I will tell you what to reply. We will signal to you. So he said, okay. They made him into a pandit, a great turban on his head, and a poti. Poti is a collection of books under his armpit. And entered the assembly and made him sit. They had planned everything beforehand. And he does not speak, the other pandits told the princess, and introduced the foolish pandit in this way. But he has defeated many great pandits. He's a great pandits of pandits. The princess said, okay. They sat opposite each other. And this, opposite the pretentious pandit. The princess asked, is Brahma one or many, unlimited? Kalidasa said, lifted his hand and said, there one. He indicated one. There is only one Lord and manifest in many forms. He answered by indicating one finger, Isha. No. She asked. She said like this, pointed the finger forward. Kalidasa, he was foolish. Then the pandits indicated to foolish pandit, you show two fingers. Although Brahma is one, he is manifest in many forms. Dvaitavad. There is one Brahma. But with Brahma, he has his potency. The Lord is Shaktiman, possessor of potencies, and who has potency. There's two. The Pandit was behind the princess, so the princess could not see what the other Pandits were saying. They indicated two. Then the Pandits would explain what you mean to say by two fingers. This Pandit, he does not speak, they told the princess. He has taken a vow of silence. He will answer your questions by indication. When the princess lifted one finger, Eka Brahma, there is only one Brahma, and everything else is false. In Kalidasa, what did he do? He lifted two fingers. He's never read anything, does not anything. If you burst one of my eyes, and Kalidasa is replying, I will burst two of your eyes. Wherever Madhvacharya's picture you see, you will have always two fingers raised. We don't have a picture around. Oh yes, on the below. And what meaning to say? Brahma, there is Brahma and Brahma's Shakti. Shakti, potency is there. What Madhvacharya took from Vedanta Sutra, it's called Daitavad, dualism. Or there is Brahma and his potency. If you don't have potency, you are nothing, zero. There is no difference between the possessor of potency and the potency itself. And everything has come from Brahma. Everything that has come from Brahma. In this world, all the living entities have all come from the Lord. We're taking breath. If the Lord turns off the oxygen, we will all die in 1 second. Who is giving this oxygen? The Lord is giving this oxygen. Bhagavan. We're getting it for free. If you go to the hospital, you'll not get it for free. When you go into a coma, you have to pay some money. Meaning to say, what we see in this material world, in this shloka, is come from Brahma. And by Brahma, everything is nourished. Who nourishes us? The Lord. When there is the great destruction, fire of destruction, the Lord destroys everything. For this reason, Madhvacharya's his conception. In Brahma, there is Brahma and the potency of Brahma. There's difference between the one living entity and the another living entity. Some one in the mode of goodness, or some in the mode of passion, and some in the mode of ignorance. There's difference between the jiva, living entity, and the gross material. And there's also difference between gross and gross. What is the difference between one is solid matter and there's a liquid matter like water. The quality of water is that is liquid, flowing, like stone or brick. It's hard, it is matter, but it's solid matter. Therefore, Madhvacharya established these 5 differences. And also he spoke about the ras vichar, 4 ashrams, and each ashram there are 4 sannyasis. And each of those sannyasis, they are established in their gopi bhav and are serving. And that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying. There is gopi bhav. The topmost bhav, mood, is of the gopis. Madhvacharya, he was very strong. He knew many mantras and black magic. Tantra. Panija? Bad activity. There was an example, one person taking some goods from one place to another. Oh, well, this boatman was taking some goods from one place to another, and it got stuck on the bank of the river. The owner of the boat, that Madhvacharya, he waved his hand, and that boat was freed from the bank. Then the boatman wanted to give something to Madhvacharya. No, he insisted, I want to give you something. In that boat, there was the tilak on his boat. A great quantity of tilak. When Madhvacharya broke that tilak, he found there's the deity of Bal Gopal. Jai. By the churning of the ocean. There was a Gopal churning yogurt. That businessman, he offered Madhvacharya this huge block of tilak. And in that block of tilak, there was the deity of Gopal with a churning rod stick for churning butter. And for this reason, he's teaching us. He's in our Guru Parampara. Natiramati Nardhoite Vyada Smatva Koi Vyasadasa Padmagati Nirhari Madhvacharya. 8:30. It's 9:30. Davan Bihari Lal ki jai. Ki jai. Ki jai. Jai Shri Radhe. Ki jai. Srila Bhaktivedanta Maharaj ki jai. Ekadashi. Very auspicious day. More Hari Katha.